with yourself. It'll be good. Everyone, walk away.
Okay, here I go. Oh, sorry, somebody's watching. I can't do this if you're looking. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Sorry, my apologies. But if you want to watch, you got to hide behind something. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. A lot to get into today. A lot of just fascinating stories. Can't wait to dive into that with you. Real quick, hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. Don't forget, today's show is presented to you by High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. And of course, Bet Online. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything online sports betting. And right now, you can receive a 50% free bet of up to $250 on your first deposit to bet on anything from the Olympics to baseball to Formula One racing. Now, Bet Online has every stat and every matchup and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. But when the games are over, you got to head on over to their online casino to get in on the game of blackjack or poker, or even unwind with one of their over 150 slot games. Go to betonline.ag right now to get in on the action. Use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, and you're going to get a 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. It's Bet Online. The game starts here. And you know what? Let's do it. Let's just cut the nonsense. Let's do this. Let's get naked. All right. I tried. Anyway, you know what? Let's just jump into the headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
Are you naked yet? I am. I'm not. I'm sorry to disappoint. But speaking of not disappointing, it's Snoop Dogg. We've been talking about him covering the Olympics from a very unique angle. And I think it's good. It's bringing more of a positive energy towards the Olympics, which has been shrouded by a lot of controversies, a lot of just, people getting suspended, people wanting individuals to get suspended in poopy rivers and all that stuff, right? But Snoop Dogg has been a bright spot for the Olympics. And the reason I'm bringing up Snoop Dogg is I was reading an article yesterday by Barstool Sports, and they brought up that Snoop Dogg is getting paid $500,000 a day plus expenses to have fun and make goofy videos for the Olympics. Now, at first I was like, it's Barstool Sports. I don't know. Maybe they don't. So I went and verified it. Yes, according to the NBC exec who spilled his beans over dinner, that's what's happening. That's crazy. $500,000 a day plus expenses. Now, he can't be working, 7 days a week. I'm guessing they probably only have him working, like, say, 3 days a week. But that being said, that's still a significant amount of money. And good for Snoop. It's one of those things where somebody might bag on that. They're like, really? That much money? But if he's bringing extra eyes to the Olympics, he's bringing extra viewers to both Peacock and NBC. I mean, it's money well spent, so it makes sense. In fact, I posted that on Twitter, and Clarence wrote, "Worth every penny." Clarence, I agree. I don't think it's a bad move. Plus, they're making a butt ton of money out there for the Olympics with all the advertisers and just the amount of people tuning in. They're making a shit ton of money. If they're able to spend that kind of money on Snoop Dogg, it tells you how much money they're raking in overall. Wolfie responded, I doubt that when he started his career, 30 years ago, that Snoop Dogg imagined he'd become a beloved cultural icon. I completely agree. I can't imagine. I would love to sit down and ask Snoop, like, go back, rewind the clock to when you first started. Where did you see yourself in 30 years? Did you even think that far? Because not everybody does. And could he even really 30 years ago wrap his mind around what he's become, what he's worked his ass off to achieve. He could have gone down a dark, horrifying path, but he didn't. And he has befriended so many people, and also when he's in the spotlight, he's just a guy that lights up the room. And if you turn on the TV and Snoop Dogg's there, it lights up your room. It's so cool that he has done what he has done, and my kids love him. They don't know that he used to be a rapper and stuff like that. They know him of what he is today. That he's an actor slash social icon. They just think he's cool. So it's really neat how different generations see him differently and what he's become. And I'm curious, like, what what is next for Snoop Dogg? I can't even wrap, because we've talked about this a lot. He's doing this with the Olympics. He has his own cereal, which I think there was some lawsuit that he filed against somebody else for making his cereal not as successful, something like that. I can't remember. But also he has his own kids cartoon and stuff like that. I mean, the dude does everything. Plus, he's in movies constantly, just random appearances, and he's just a cool dude. Worth every penny. I completely agree on that one. Hey, one thing that's happening later today is it's something that it's in the Olympics. As the Olympics is winding down, there's always like a big matchup where you're kind of torn, and I'm kind of torn on this one. Overall, I know where I'm cheering, but I mean, I'm not going to be completely heartbroken if it goes the other way. The United States takes on Serbia in men's basketball. And I posted this on my Facebook and on X. And it's like, who's going to win this one? And the only reason why this really matters to someone like me is I live in Denver, Colorado, and Nikola Jokic is on Team Serbia. And Nikola Jokic is, in my mind, in many other people's minds, the best basketball player on the planet as of right now. Okay? We're not saying ever. We're just saying as of right now, he's the best on the planet. And it's really hard to argue with that. I was listening to Mile High Sports, and they had a snippet of Dirk Nowitzki talking about how great Jokic is. And I think I said Dirk's last name wrong, but I'm not even going to try to correct it because I always forget. I clutter up my own brain. But anyway, it's one of those things where he is so great. And then you kind of look at it as like, it's USA versus Serbia, but it's also USA versus Jokic. It's the best player on the planet versus USA. It's LeBron's daddy versus the USA. It's however you want to look at it. But who's going to win this one? I don't know. And by the time you listen to it, you might know. But ultimately, I'm siding with Team USA because I'm an American. But if Team Serbia won, I wouldn't be that pissed off because Nikola Jokic is such a great dude. And that being said, this is going to be it'll be a tough battle because last time they played, I mean, Jokic can do everything in his power, but if his bench and if the other teammates just don't do anything or do enough, I mean, it's not, all joking aside, it's not just him versus the Team USA. He needs his teammates to step their shit up. So it's weird because I'm torn. I don't know if I've been this torn on a matchup in the Olympics before. There's usually somebody that you kind of you're like, "Oh, wow, I hope that person succeeds." Yeah, they might not be an American or whatever, but you still kind of favor them and you hope that they succeed. And that's kind of where we're at. But I've never really had it so much where I'm like, dude, I want to see Jokic wear a gold medal. I think that would be fantastic. And if he wins, would is that better than winning a championship? I feel like it is. I feel like it is. I mean, obviously both are special, but if he can take home a gold, that'd be neat. And part of me is just like it hurts to say, but I mean, go Jokic. But I guess, God, I'm so torn. Don't at me, be like, you're not American, you son of a bitch. I go hunt you down, stun gun. No, fuck you, man. It's about people, and he's a good people. So eat a dick. Speaking of Olympics, I saw this and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. You know me, I don't like public proposals. I think they're jacked up. And it's really hard for the person getting proposed to say no when there's thousands, if not millions, of people watching, depending on the atmosphere. Well, apparently, there's been at least two public proposals at the Olympics. One of which I want to say it was a lady from Taiwan that it was in badminton. She won a gold medal. She just receives the medal, and then her boyfriend comes over there, steals her thunder, and proposes to her. I think that's jacked up. She was surprised by it. She said yes, whatever. Kind of hard to say no. Kind of hard to say no. And then somebody else did it as well. And I think that puts the person that is getting proposed to in a horrible situation. They're not, obviously the likelihood of them saying no is very slim versus if it's like somewhere else in a different setting, they might say no. I'm guessing that them saying yes goes up to about 95%. So them saying no, only 5% chance of that. But if they're in a neutral area and there's nobody else around, it's just more intimate between you and the recipient. I mean, I would say that goes down to I mean, if there's some ill feelings and there's like wishy-washy, I don't know if this is the right person for me, and they propose, and you're like, I don't know, maybe not. No. And what's funny is I'm thinking about that, and by the way, I would say that goes down to under 50%, because sometimes you might just I don't know. I'm clearly pulling those numbers out of my butt, but you kind of see what I'm saying. I would just like to hear a response when it's a public proposal like that. They're on the field, they're on the medal stand, and some dickhead McGee comes over and be like, "I want to marry you. Hey, everybody, look at me. I'm so romantic. Would you marry me, girl?" And then if she had like a microphone on her, and then you just hear this.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Oh my God, that would be great. Oh, the guy would just like, wait, what? You're supposed to say yes. Yeah, everybody's looking at you. He'd be like,
What the fuck?
I thought I tricked you into saying yes. Let's go back on the replay as he asks her to marry him down on one knee. She just received the gold medal, and he looks her straight in the eye after sprinting across the pads. And like I said, just immediately drops to one knee, and he ushers in a camera crew and immediately asks her for her hand in marriage. And then she just simply responds with this.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Oh, you could see his heart just breaking right there. What the fuck? That's such a dick move. Dick move. Now, moving along from the Olympics, But speaking of a dick move, a man in Taiwan filed for divorce from his wife after she demanded that he pay for sex with her. Not like she's like, you know what? Why don't you go fuck somebody else? Here's my credit card. No. She said she wants him to pay to have sex with her because she said he's overweight and bad in bed. What the fuck? What a bitch. Oh my God. Holy shit. She apparently problems began about three years into the marriage, and then she started restricting sex to once a month. And then 2 years later, in 2019, she refused to have sex with him, just period, and reportedly told his relatives that he was too fat and incompetent. My God. My God, what a bitch. Could you imagine you're at a barbecue, be like, hey, this is good beer. Where'd you get it? Oh, I got it over at the local store. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Hey, so Carol, how are things with you? Uh, Anything crazy going on? Oh, you know, same old stuff. By the way, Carl over there, he's fat and sucks in bed. What a cunt.
C-word alert. C-word alert.
Listen, if there's anybody that deserves to be called that, it's her. Holy shit. You don't listen, if you guys have issues, you have issues. Don't be going to like a family barbecue and start telling everybody about, because this was like his relatives. Hey, by the way, your brother sucks at fucking. That's mean. What a bitch. Unless he's, now that being said, in her defense, what if he's just like, and he just is like, I'm done. Like if he's like a 2-pump chump and doesn't want to do anything else, I guess in a weird way, yes. But then it's just like, you know what? But I'm going to say this. Maybe they should just get divorced. But I don't know what that is like over in Taiwan, if that's culturally acceptable to get divorced, because there's a lot of places where that's really frowned upon. So she's just going around be like, yeah, this dude's too fat and sucks at bed. She then reportedly started charging him $15 whenever he wanted to, as they say, make love or even talk. What the fuck? Anyway, if I had any advice for the guy in the relationship, it's this.
Play with yourself. It'll be good. Everyone, walk away.
You're going to want to start playing with that thing, okay? Or how about this? Here's the thing that kind of bugs me about her. Like, if he's that bad, unless he just doesn't want to try to get better, but if she's trying to go, okay, here's where you could make this a lot more pleasurable for me by doing this, doing that, and licking your finger, and then going here and then there, blah, blah, blah. Call me daddy. What? You're the lady. It doesn't matter. It really gets me going. Paint your face like, like you're from the movie Braveheart, and then fuck me from the side. Stuff like that. If she's not communicating what she wants and how he could get better, that's also kind of on her. But that being said, if he's not willing to learn, if he's not coachable, to be, kind of like a sports reference, if he's not coachable, then that's on him. But meaning, like, if she's trying to coach him along, be like, do this, do that. I'll do this for you. But if they're not communicating and she's just like, you know what, fuck, man, you suck. But there's just like no attempt to try to help him along for whatever reason. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that. You're just going to try to help him be better, which is going to make you feel better. Communication. Just saying. Not everybody can do that. And I get it, but fuck, man, you're going down the path of charging him to fuck you. Now you're a prostitute, which I have no ill feelings towards that. But you're married. That's jacked up. And she's saying like $15 to fuck her talk. That's messed up. I think it's more messed up though that she was like mouthing off to his family. Your son, boy, I gotta tell you. And the parents are like, "Oh, what did that rascal do now?" Well, not fucking bring me to climax. I'll tell you that much. I'm sorry, what? No. I was chewing this hot dog. I missed what she just said. Oh yeah, sure you did. I'm guessing you guys have the same problem. He's terrible, dude. That's mean. What a bitch. What a bitch. Would you ever do that? Because guys, like if we're terrible, don't you want them to tell you, right? Don't be like I had a weird comparison. I had a boss that told me after I had been doing something for like say 6 months, this was in radio. I was saying something a specific way, but nobody ever corrected me on it. And then 6 months later, he just is like, I still think it's funny that you say this when it's supposed to be this. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? I've been saying it like that for like almost a year or whatever it was. He's like, I just thought it was funny. Like, no, that's not helping me any. I'm the only one saying it this way. So it's kind of jacked up. Now, that being said, we don't know his side of it. We don't know if we really don't know any of the real details. Or was she trying to work with him and he just refused to get better? Or was he trying to get better and she refused to, help him along? It's one of those things where if he's trying to get better, but she just refuses and she just wants to complain, that's on her. And she could be missing a great opportunity because if she tunes him up and makes it so that he knows all her pleasure points, she could be missing out because like it sounds like he's a lump of clay when it comes to banging. And all she has to do is say, hey, I like it this way. And when you stick it there, wow. When you do this to me, wow. Don't do this to me. No. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She could be missing out on great pleasure because she refuses to communicate. But that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm guessing both sides are to blame on that. And I really don't want to go down that path anymore with that conversation because it's like, oh, God. Because you could see both sides of it. And I'm curious of who really is to blame. But most likely it's probably a little bit of both. Wow. Now you're going to be thinking about that way too much. Next time you go to bang somebody, you're going to be like, am I good? Or are they saying I'm good? Or, they're like, yeah, it's fine. Was that the best you ever had or what? Yeah. There you go. Sure, buddy. And she pats you on the head. Here, why don't you get Mama some ice cream? Okay, I did good. Did you? No. Oh. You know what? I'll just live in the fantasy world, okay? I'm great. Hey, we got more coming your way, but first, High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's the first and only licensed cannabis bar in the state of Colorado. It works like an alcohol bar, but it's for cannabis. And when you swing on over to High Society, you can buy product on site. You can consume your product on site, and you can take the rest home. And you can get up to an ounce of flour or 8 grams of concentrate. They got pre-rolls, they got edibles, and they provide everything you need to consume it with. Now, High Society has something for everyone, so you got to swing on over. And what's cool is their environment is just really relaxing. They got 7 big screen TVs, so you can just sit down, check out something on TV, whether it's your favorite sporting event, maybe it's a movie. Either way, you can go down there and just chill. They also got Nintendo Switches available to rent. They got a lot of board games that you can just check out for free. And they got a quarter arcade with pinball machines, vintage Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and more. They're open, daily from noon to 10. Happy hour runs from noon to 4:20, Monday through Friday. Now, Tuesdays is Ladies' Day, and ladies get 20% off all day. Hey! And on Thursdays, it's Industry Day, and anyone with an employee badge gets 15% off all day. You are welcome. High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's only 9 minutes from Coors Field, and it's open noon to 10. Got to be at least 21 or older to consume. You don't bring outside product. You buy it there. And you know what? High Society's at 7667 Washington Street. Just GPS to High Society. We may have brought this up before, but it's kind of circulating and again. And I really want to bring it up because I actually was somewhere the other day and I was like, holy shit. Holy God. The younger generations are starting to ditch deodorant. That's according to a YouGov poll. And they're finding that significant numbers of Generation Z Americans, especially those aged 18 to 24, are choosing not to use deodorant or antiperspirant. Around 40% of respondents in this age group have admitted to not using these products in the last month, compared to 31% of those aged 25 to 34. The survey also revealed that 48% of individuals between 18 and 24 years old have not purchased deodorant in the past year, while the corresponding number of those aged 25 to 34 is 37%. One possible explanation to this trend could be that the preference for more natural products, because they're a bunch of hippie bitches. That's what it is. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. There's a lot of things I can tolerate. One thing I cannot tolerate is somebody that doesn't wear deodorant. If you put deodorant on and you still stink, hey, at least you're trying. If you still stink and you use deodorant and take a shower on a regular basis, at least you're trying. But if you don't do that, man, that's just gross. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't really have much else to say other than, ew, gross, yuck, pooey. We're sitting there talking about, the last segment where that lady's like charging her husband to have sex with her because he's fat and he's terrible in bed. This would be another way that you don't have sex, is if you don't use deodorant. Unless they're somebody that doesn't use it as well. I think that's just gross. Gross. Now, some people, it's a religious thing, and I guess I can accept that. But if you're just being lazy, or you're just like, I don't know, I just don't want to. I want to smell like, the way, I'm supposed to be naturally. Well, guess what? Nobody wants to be around you. And good luck having a job, because that's part of good hygiene, is not smelling like death. That's sick. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we brought that up before, but the other day, where the heck was I? It might have been at the grocery store. And you like turn the corner and then you just get hit with that wall of stank, and you're like, who the fuck why won't you wash yourself and put deodorant on? My God. Now, speaking of smell good, fashion house Dolce Gabbana has launched a new alcohol-free perfume for dogs. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. Uh-huh. It's called, I'm probably going to say it wrong, Fefé. Fefé, come here. Daddy wants to play with you. Fefé, woof woof, daddy, I am coming to you. I am your little dog, Fefé. Fefé seems like he gets his ass kicked by all the other dogs in the neighborhood, but he sure smells good. Fefé was named after one of the Dolce Gabbana person's dogs. Okay, yeah. Sounds like a real douchebag dog. But anyway, guess how much like 3.5 ounces of this smell good for a dog is? It's $108 American. Now, I get it. You want your dog to smell good. I get it. But dogs use their smell nonstop. It helps them recognize people or other dogs. And especially if they have poor eyesight as they get older. And you could be really jacking with that. I'm not a vet, but I imagine that this could end up being a problem. Uh, and again, I'm not an expert. Maybe this could increase dog bites. And the reason I say that is, let's say some fancy ass bitch. Okay, that's perfectly acceptable in this scenario. Comes walking along. She's sporting some new perfume, Fefé, and the other dog doesn't really recognize her because he's got some cataracts or some shit like that. And he's like, who is this fucking bitch coming over smelling my butthole? And then next thing you know, attack! Ah! And it's all because of Fefé. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna cause some problems. I don't know if I like it. I mean, they say it smells good. I thought it would smell like feces or something. Because my God, I had a dog once. We were up in the mountains and we're walking along this trail. And as we're going along, there's a fence line. And right on the other side of the fence was this huge pile of, I think it was horse shit. Yeah, I think it was horse shit that the owner must have like kind of stockpiled and they were coming back to take it away or whatever they were doing. But it was a big pile of poo. And my dog, who wasn't on a leash because we're up in the mountains, he was being really good, saw this like in his mind, a big pool of cotton candy. And he just hops the fence and goes, I kid you not, like Scrooge McDuck into his money bank and just goes diving into the pile of shit. And this is the dog that used to like to flick things up in the air and then just go, like he did that with a baby rabbit in front of me once. He did the same thing with the shit. It was like he's like swimming it and he's like, boo, oh God, Dad, look, I'm in poo heaven. And then he takes a turd and he flicks it up in the air. It goes, I don't know, maybe at the most a foot in the air. And then he just chomps it. And he was just so happy. And I'm like, Cole, get over here. Dang it. Gosh, gross. And we're up in the mountains. So we had to get like these wet wipes and like wipe the shit off of them. It was disgusting. So gross. Anyway, like if they would have made the perfume smell like shit, like all the dogs would be like, this is the best. This guy smells great. All us humans would be like, oh my, what in the fuck is wrong with that dog? Smells disgusting. Hey, speaking of smelling disgusting, that doesn't work in this situation. But you know what? It does work is the fact that we're getting into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
This comes in from John, and John sent me this message in response to yesterday's episode. And forgive me if I get a little choked up when I read it, but like it just really touches my heart. So Scott, these are the stories the mainstream media is ignoring. Thanks to your reporting, we find out about wormy fish and junk issues. Thank you for your brave reporting. #courage. You're welcome, John. I think that's funny. I listen, we talk about it all the time on this show. That's the objective of this, is to just have fun. We make fun of things that maybe sometimes are serious. And in a lot of times it's just, let's try to find the lighter side of the news. And I'm not going to be all, bubblegum and rainbow about it. You'd be like, oh, here's some happy stories. I'm not going to do that. No, I'll make fun of shit. That's fine. My objective is, at the end of every show, I hope that you smiled. I hope that you laughed. And sometimes that doesn't happen when we get into more serious conversations. But in that sense, I'm going to be as honest about things as I possibly can. Okay. And whether that's political shit, whether that's, controversies at the Olympics, I'm going to do my research and relay it and give you my honest opinion. Doesn't mean that you have to agree with it. Okay. Everybody's wrong. You can be wrong most of the time. Now, myself, that's a very rare occasion. Just ask my wife. She knows I'm never wrong. Mhm. No, no, I'm wrong all the time. But the point is, I try to have fun. I appreciate it when you guys interact like that. It's fun. Like let's see, we had, who was it? I'm sorry, Clarence, Wolfie, and John. Thank you guys for participating in the show. I love it. And life's too serious to sit there and always be talking about negative Nancy shit. Now, I could sit here and go into politics and be like, oh, Kamala Harris's new running mate. By the way, it sickens me, just like, on both sides. As soon as you get the vice president in there, all sites are away from the person running for president. Now the sites are on who's running for vice president. And then, I can't remember the guy for Kamala, but like, all these news agencies are digging up anything negative. Oh, he had a DUI. Oh, and he was going like 95 into 55. Yeah, do you know how many people have done that? A lot of people. Not saying it's a good thing. It's a horrible thing. And now they're, attacking his credibility in the military. I don't want to go down that path. Okay? I'll do my research on that and I'll have my own opinion on that. Doesn't mean we need to go into it. JD Vance, apparently he likes to fuck couches. But am I supposed to sit here and judge a man for getting pleasure from a couch? Some of those couches are soft, okay? Back off. I think we've all made mistakes, okay? We've all fucked a couch in some sense. We've all got speeding tickets. Well, a lot of us have. A lot of us have. Listen, the point is the political scene. We're in a political year, and it's just riddled. The news is riddled with negativity. If you can tune into this and we can laugh at things, we can laugh at both sides of the politics. Let's just be honest. There's two sides. We can laugh at both of them, but I don't want to sit here and discuss the issues because everybody and their brother does that. I want to be more realistic. If I'm sitting at the bar with you, if you and I are sitting down at like Satire Brewing, great place to go get a beer, by the way. It's in, I think it's technically North Glen right there off of like 123rd and Grant Street, something like that. It's a really good fucking bar. Amazing, amazing beers. And Todd, the brewmaster, is fantastic. But if you and I are sitting down there, you're welcome, Todd. If we're sitting there and just shooting the shit, I'm going to give you my honest opinion about things. That's kind of what I do here. So I don't want to be too depressing, too whatever. Let's just have some fun. Talk about random shit. Stupid perfume for dogs. Young people not using deodorant, which is disgusting. It's all fun and games till you're somewhere important and everybody's like, God dang, what is that smell? It smells like a rotten raccoon. You know, then you got this guy having to pay his wife to fuck her. You know, you got asshole dudes proposing to their girlfriends after they win Olympic gold because she's not going to say no. She's not going to say no. But she might say this.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Anyway. And Snoop Dogg is a national treasure. Snoop Dogg. Oh, love it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. Also, big thanks to High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. And, of course, Bet Online. Go to betonline.ag. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully you smiled a little bit in this episode. Hopefully I didn't drone on and on and on and on. Okay? If I did, I'm sorry. Do you think I did?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Oh, Marky Mark, you son of a bitch. You're a real butthole, you know that?
Right, as always.
Oh,
Shut the fuck up, Kyle!
you're welcome. Oh, by the way, you know what Snoop Dogg is saying to himself after every day working the Olympics?
I'm rich, bitch!
Well, do you think he is?
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
Okay, Marky Mark, you fucking jerk. Hey, how's your mother? Hey. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. Again, I really appreciate you guys. Can't say it enough. Have a great day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.